What is going on, guys? My name is Joe Mills. Welcome back to my channel and episode number 6 in the Grow With Me series. Now, this is basically the final step. It's harvesting. It's the most exciting bit. And although if you've been following the channel, you'll know that my allotment plots got vandalized and there was paint and other such like chemicals and materials thrown over all my plants, they've still grown and they've still ripened. So we're going to still use them, and we're going to treat this video as if it never happened, basically. And we are going to harvest, and I'll take some home and I'll show you exactly how we take the skins off and how we can use them in the kitchen. And not only that, but how we can save the seed for next year. Now, despite the chemicals, not one plant seems to be diseased. There's no blight in sight at all, and they actually look, apart from the paint and the varnish, very, very, very delicious. So what I'll do is I'll walk you around a few of the beds, and I'll just take you a little bit closer towards the tomatoes, just so you can see how productive they are. And what I'd like you guys to do at the end of this video is to head over to Facebook or Instagram. All links will be in the description, and just share your experiences with this series, and let me and everybody else know how you did. Now, when harvesting, all we want to do is look for the elbow that's just above the very tip of the stem on the tomato, and just give it a little bend. And if it comes off straight away without any sort of tugging or pulling, then 9 times out of 10 it's ready. I mean, they can still fall off when they're green, but at this stage, just one little bend in the elbow and they come straight off. Oop. Dropping them all over the floor. Absolute beauties. If you followed along with this series and you've got to this stage, obviously mine has the paint, and you've tasted your tomatoes and you're not quite sure what's going on because they're not the sweetest thing in the world. With Roma, the sweetness comes when you cook them. They benefit from actually being cooked. So if you was to core these, de-skin them just by blanching them and stew them down, you would find that they become exceptionally sweet without any artificial sweetness. So they are an absolute ideal tomato for cooking with, canning with, and even freezing for over winter. And that is why when I started this whole series, I decided I would go with Roma, because it's obviously it's a summer fruit here in the UK, or a summer crop, but you can carry something through all the way to winter and even to next year by processing it correctly. They're just absolutely beautiful. They really are. They really are. Passion for tomatoes. Now, this is another bed that got attacked, but it didn't get attacked deep, and by that I mean it had so much foliage still on it, because this was one of the last beds that myself and Jen actually worked on to take off a lot of the leaves, to let the sun in and the oxygen in. So what that means is there's 1 or 2 tomatoes in here that are not tarnished, that do not have paint on them, and there's no varnish in sight. So I may have a little root round in here just now and see if I can actually get some kind of crop, because what I've noticed is the tomatoes that are forming wasn't even there, or they weren't even there rather, when the plot was vandalized. So if we can get just a very small handful of untarnished crops or tomatoes from this bed, then I'm just super excited about the prospects of it, really. So I'm gonna have a little root around in here, and we'll see what we can find. Absolute beauties, guys. And what I'm trying to do is go deeper where I know that the sort of foliage and the leaves caught a lot of the varnish. So I'm gonna need a container, guys. There's a lot more here than I thought there would be. If we get something to stick these in. Let's find that knuckle. Oh guys, I think we're going to get a very small crop from this bed. All right, the way it's looking, a very large crop. And guys, this is what I mean by productive. And look at some of the sizes of these. They're absolutely enormous. Enormous, and they smell delicious. Oh, I'm so happy. So happy. Another one there. Oh, so good, guys. So I think these are the ones that I'm going to take back and use in the kitchen, and I'll bring you guys along for that, and we'll do it together. Oh, I'm so happy. And something else I've just noticed inside my mini polytunnel is that there is three tomatoes in each side, and along the centre, before I actually let these get quite bushy, I did plant some chili peppers, and I've just discovered that they are absolutely hanging in chilies. This is incredible, absolutely incredible. Is that more tomatoes down here? And we've got cherry tomatoes in here growing alongside. If you can see in here, guys, I'm not sure how well you can see that, but they are looking absolutely gorgeous. They really are looking really healthy. So I can't imagine they were on there when the plant was when all the plants were originally vandalised. So that could potentially be another untainted crop. I'm just saying. I'm not guaranteeing you guys I'm going to eat it. I'm just saying. So what we're going to do now is make our way home, head into the kitchen and start doing some prep on our absolutely gorgeous Roman tomatoes. Are we going to be cooking some tomatoes? Are we going to be cooking them? Are we? Hey? We're going to make it lovely to start, aren't we? Hey? Hey? Hello, baby. I'm sorry, this video is not about you. I know, it should be, shouldn't it? I know, every video should be about you. But this one is not. Watch the cooker, it could be hot. Welcome to my kitchen, guys. Just to make this video a little bit shorter, I have already started the process of de-skinning and decoring the tomatoes. Now, it couldn't be easier, guys. All you're looking to do is to remove the core, which is the very top of the tomato. And I just do this very carefully, guys. If you're using knives at home, make sure that you take extra care when doing things like this, because you could easily slip. The core, literally, the tip. That's what she said. Yeah, it's the tip, guys. That's all you want to remove, because it's hard and it doesn't break down when cooking. So if you've ever got a tin of tomatoes and you've opened it up, you know, if they're a decent tin of tomatoes, they will be decored and de-skinned. And all I do is simply just cut an X in the tomato and drop it in some boiling water. Now, that's step one, basically. That's going to help the skin come away from the tomato. And then the next thing I've done is just prepared a bowl of cold water. Ideally, you'd want to use ice water, but I'm using what I've got because I ran out of ice. So, I mean, it would still work. And literally a few seconds, maybe 15-20 seconds in hot water will just remove the skin. Now, you might be wondering, why would you want to remove the skin? You can eat the skin. Well, you can. But in this quantity of tomatoes, that amount of skin can turn a dish quite bitter, in my own experience. So I'd always decore and de-skin my tomatoes, just because it just makes the dish taste better. It's smoother, and you don't need to sieve, you know, because the skin isn't going to break down with the rest of the tomato if you're just stewing this for, I don't know, 20-25 minutes. So you will need to sieve it. So yeah, I always do this step. And like I say, guys, you just want to remove the core and the skins, and then they're suitable for freezing. It's that easy. It really is. And you can go straight from the freezer to your pot and just get cooking, really. So, like I say, a few minutes, literally, and they go straight into the cold water. And it couldn't be easier, guys. The skins just come right off. I mean, look at this. That one's still warm. it's just easy. It's just easy. I mean, it's time consuming, don't get me wrong, but it's easy. And then what you've got is essentially, once these have been stewed or cooked or just simmered down a bit, is a plum tomato like you would get in a tin, but obviously much tastier because it's homegrown. And then all we do with that, what I'd simply do, is I would just cut it, again being very careful with the sharp knives, guys. I'll just cut it in half, just like this, and I'd stick that straight into a freezer bag so that I had them, you know, all year round. I mean, what I tend to do quite often is actually use them when I do this step. So I'll go from the hot water to the cold water and then to a pan, and I'll just crush them down and just stew them with a little bit of salt, and that's it. That's your base sauce, that's your base stock. You can go from anything really. I mean, you can create anything. You can go lasagna, you can spaghetti bolognese, you've got chilies, you've got tomato soups, and you ain't even got to worry about doing it right now. You know, you can do this step providing you've grown enough tomatoes, and then in winter, you know, just raid the freezer. You know, because you've put the work into growing it. Why not preserve it? And if you've got any gnarly bits or, you know, discoloration, just cut it off. Simple as that. I mean, you don't even need to put an X in it. You can just pierce it. It's so easy, guys. So yeah, I'm gonna crack on with this now because I've got quite a few to get through. I mean, it's only going to take me 10-15 minutes, so it's not too bad at all. And then I'll show you what we've got at the end of it and what I use to store these in the freezer. So guys, that is all there is to it, to preserving your own tomatoes or freezing them even for over winter use, so that you're not forced to buy the mediocre, tasteless, you know, bland kind of tomatoes that are in the supermarkets over winter. Now guys, because this was so successful and it reached a lot of people, what I've decided to do is to do it again, the whole Grow With Me series, but not just for one set of seeds, but for 3. Now, if you want to get involved and you're interested in growing alongside me so that I can sort of show you my results and sort of teach you along the way the things that I've learned over the last decade of growing my own food, then be sure to check out the description, because what I'm going to have to do is limit the number of seeds so that I can sort of put it on kind of like a pre-order kind of thing for probably January 2021. And what that will mean is that there'll be none of the confusion that we had this year, where I was trying to sort of send them out all over the world while still trying to make the series, and people were, you know, some people were a little bit behind because they went to, you know, America, Canada, Australia, and obviously there was a little bit of a time delay in the seeds actually arriving, which I thought I accounted for, but unfortunately it didn't work out. So what we're going to do this time round is, if anyone wants to get on board, is check the description underneath this video. It will say see more, click see more, and there'll be 3 very easy steps for you guys to follow in order for you to get your hands on the 3 selected seeds that I've chosen for 2021. And we'll do the same series, we'll do the same style of Grow With Me here on my channel, and we'll all grow together and we'll be able to share our own experiences, seek advice. And I mean, the channel's growing every single day, guys, and it's not just me that gives input into growing my own food, but it's also, if I don't see a comment, it's so nice to see people commenting on sort of like on my behalf and answering you guys. So obviously I will get around to everybody. It's just as the channel gets bigger, it's obviously quite a struggle when I'm trying to bring as many videos as I can on a sort of daily or weekly basis. So yeah, don't forget guys, see the description if you want to get involved, because when they're gone, they're going to be gone. It's the best way I can think of doing it. And yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching, guys, and stay positive. You know, keep doing what you're doing as always, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Thank you so much for watching.